Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing fine. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me this morning, this lovely Wednesday morning. Wednesday is a great day for Manchester United. It's the day we won the treble, isn't it? Wednesday is the day we won the treble. It was a Wednesday that we won the treble. So I've always got a soft spot for Wednesday. Absolutely. Great to have you guys on board. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, if you're new. And also, please don't forget to smash a like on the video if you can. Possibly do that. Klasny. Klasny means red in Russian. It used to mean beautiful. But red is beautiful, isn't it? Manchester United are beautiful. Manchester is wonderful. Let's go, guys. We are going for it. Look, we got a few days off in the window. Of course we have. You know, we didn't get any deals through the line. Of course we didn't. But you know what? That's not to say that we're not going to get anything through the door by next week, guys. So you know what? There are things going to happen. We have to remain a little bit more zealous, a little bit more positive. Not overly. You have to be concerned. Obviously, the last decade suggests that we have to be a little bit concerned, don't we, about the window and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be overly positive. I am going to be cautious throughout this window. I'm going to be critical. I'm going to be, picking the bones at everything we do. Of course I am, but I'm not going to be overly critical. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to praise where praise is due, guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just jump up and be negative because if I see something that is, you know what, good at the end of the day. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's get straight into it, guys. We've got news about an alternative striker that Man United could be going for if we do not get the likes of Gyokeres or OSIMHEN'S through the door. News about Zirkzee and Højlund bids being rejected by Manchester United. Are we rejecting too many bids? Do you think we should sell some players? What's going on, guys? Do Manchester United have the money to be rejecting all these players? There you go, guys. If we don't have the money, why are we rejecting all these players? Of course, guys. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? And also, OSIMHEN'S, he's Manchester United hint. He wants to come to Manchester United. Don't we all? Don't they all? And you know what? Why is it all of a sudden everyone wants to come to Manchester United? I want to know why, guys. Let me know, guys. I hope you're doing well. So we start off with a striker that we've mentioned on this show before, a Porto striker, of course, by the name of Agahawa. Of course, Agahawa is a fabulous player. Fabulous Samia Agahawa is a very good player. Plays for Porto, 19 goals this season for Porto. Brilliant player. Manchester United have been linked with him in the past. Other teams are linked with this player as well. And what do I make of this situation? I think that will be good as a third option. If Man United don't get the likes of Gyokeres and OSIMHEN'S, I don't mind Agahawa. I really don't mind Sami Agahawa. I don't mind him at the end of it. I think he's a good player, young player. Won't break the bank. Portuguese international. Could, you know what? Is a decent option. Would I prefer that? I mean, over other options in regards to Mitrovic and Jonathan David and these type? Maybe, yeah, because of his age, because he's an international, and plus his ceiling is high as well. So we can develop that player, of course. So don't be surprised if we hear a lot of noise in regards to Agahawa going forward this season, of course, guys. So that is very interesting. Very interesting. I was told that yesterday Man United could be going for Sami Agahawa, but he is wanted by various other clubs as well, guys, which is very important. Now, Sami Agahawa does request a €50 million transfer fee. He is wanted by Newcastle United. His most likely destination is Newcastle at the moment. Apart from yesterday, his likely destination with Newcastle, with Manchester United being second, Chelsea third, and obviously Aston Villa fourth. So that is interesting. Going forward, Agahawa, Spanish international, of course, very, very decent player. Guys, 2 caps for Spain. Only problem going forward is his price tag. Do we have enough money at the end of the day? Well, we're not selling any players, so there we go. Let's get into some of your comments, guys. Let's catch up with some of these comments. Hope you're all doing well. Big up, everyone. Big up, Earth Fan. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Suddenly, all the big forwards want to wear. Absolutely. Why is that, Earth Fan? Why is it? Morning, Randall. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Gonna get into that very soon in regards to the goalkeeper, Randall. Big up yourself. Sanjay, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Amir, good to see you. Good morning. Dembo, good morning. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. And Amir, the positivity. We believe in you, Sir Amorim. Big up, Amir. He's got quite a while to become a sir, but there you go. Big up, Tybor. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Ivor, what's going on? Watching at Barash KRO. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Ego, Linton was a blue nose, apparently. Apparently, Linton was a blue nose. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, Evo. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. And Natty, what's going on? Good morning, sir. What do you think of Uriah Fernandez's comment on Gyokeres? I'm going to get into that very, very soon, guys. I'm going to get into that very soon. Absolutely. Isiako, Mohammed, good to see you. I love OSIMHEN. Great player. He is a great player. Randy, good to see you, Randy. Hope you're doing well, brother. Amir, Zirkzee is a baller. Remember, he is not a striker, but his potential can be one of the best creative midfielders in the world. There we go. A little bit too much, but there we go. Pell, yeah, Man United have players coming forward saying they want to join us. Why is that? Why is it all of a sudden we are the attraction of the day? Why are people all of a sudden attracted to us, eh? Why is it, eh? Why is it? What's going on? Randy, big up, Randy. Hey, Jalu, what's going on, my friend? Spanish, yeah. Sorry, guys, he was a Spanish international. My bad. Sorry, I went Portuguese. Sorry. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of that nice Portuguese rice and chicken I had the other day. It was very nice. Absolutely. Tyberg. United would happily accept 100 million for Bruno if we wouldn't have the money. The collapse of United transfer shows us the money is there, and exactly type of what we've been saying, hasn't it? Man United have the money. Man United have the money. People have been telling me for months, Man United don't have any money. We have no money. Yada, yada, yada. I've been hearing it all for months, guys. And I've been telling people we do have the money. Be patient. We have the money. Watch what's going to happen. And I said 200 million net spent as well. Mark, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Glory, Man United, says Amir. Big up, Amir. Hope you're doing well. Darren, the legend. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. We are the biggest club on the planet, says Randy. I agree. I always agree with that. Good morning, sir. Good morning, British Bulldog. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Jeffrey Chibido. Jeff, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. Leeson, hi. Sal, does that mean we will go for Gyokeres? No. That is an option that Man United could be going for if we don't manage to get Gyokeres through the door, of course. They said we have no pull. We finish, we United weekday. Forget that. Exactly, Natty. They forget that. Someone challenged me the other day. Someone challenged me and they said, can you say we are Manchester United in various languages, in various accents? I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to try. Someone said to me the other day, can you say we are Manchester United in various accents? So let's wait and see. Randy, Rio claims that Gyokeres is a fiscal. He is. How's everyone? United. Things are moving forward. We're going to get started to go. Come on, Jeff. Good to see your positivity, brother. We are secretly an oil club. No, Dan. We just have a secret stash of money under the bed at the end of the day. Look, guys, let me get into it. Look, firstly, I want to address this Rio Ferdinand situation in regards to his comments about Gyokeres is one-dimensional. He's just physical, and that's about it, and he's not good enough. Him and Julian Lescott, I mean, at the end of the day, Julian Lescott, a very overrated defender with a big forehead. That's about it. Rio Ferdinand is just a sensationalist content creator. At the end of the day, what would I say about that? What are they looking at in Gyokeres? Come on, guys. Why are all of a sudden people downplaying Gyokeres? What's going on here, guys? As far as I'm aware, when Gyokeres played against Manchester City, scored a hat-trick, everyone was ranting and raving about Gyokeres. So what's going on now? Is it because Manchester United are in for him? Is that what it is, really? We all know Julian Lescott's a Manchester City player, legend, at the end of the day. So obviously he's not going to favour us. But why Rio Ferdinand with the slander? Why not the slander for Liam Delap? Why was it when we were after Liam Delap, no one was saying anything about Liam Delap, were they? No one was saying that Liam Delap is not good enough for Manchester United. He got relegated with Ipswich Town, did they? At the end of the day. Look, Gyokeres has scored 49 goals this season. Not only scored 49 goals, he's also scored 49 goals in the Champions League and in the league as well, combined. So, guys, he is a crazy, crazy comment. Absolutely. A comment that has no merit, a comment that is misinformed. And you know what? If he don't rate Gyokeres as a striker, who on earth does he rate? Liam Delap? Liam Delap, because as far as I'm aware, no one is talking about Liam Delap. No one's talking about the way Liam Delap went to Chelsea, how Chelsea have got an unproven player and paying him 200 bags a week. No one's saying anything about that, do they? Sam Houston, the only channel I want to be listening to these days. Very positive. Smash the like button. Thank you so much, Sam Houston. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yes, it's too... Guys, life's too short to be miserable. Smile whilst you still have teeth. Because at the end of the day, Like, you know what? We have to enjoy it. These moments we have to enjoy it because this is supposed to be an exciting moment for Manchester United, of course, not a miserable one, of course, guys. Jeff, Gyokeres and Mbeumo coming soon. Relax. We got them in a bad this season, guys. Look, at the end of the day, there's been a lot of theories going on, conspiracies and stuff like that going on. Look, I'm on the boat where I think that the Gyokeres deal was done. I think this is why we haven't had much of competition in regards to Gyokeres, because they already believe that the agreement has already been done between Manchester United and Sporting Lisbon. I do. However, there was this problem in regards to Gyokeres. Gyokeres is forcing through a move to Manchester United. Gyokeres seems let down by the fact that Sporting Lisbon have overpriced him, apparently 70-odd million. So he believes that this is a breach of a gentleman's agreement that he will be going for around 60. Now, Manchester United are not going to pay 70 million for Gyokeres. We know they're not going to pay 70 million for Gyokeres. Obviously not. So obviously that will hamper his move to Manchester United if Sporting Lisbon don't fix up. You know, at the end of the day, look, we have a great relationship with Sporting Lisbon. I don't want to fall out with Sporting Lisbon. I don't want us to go down that road. Of course I don't. But it does look like Sporting Lisbon are digging their heels in. Now, when the player wants to leave openly, I said the same with Mbeumo. It's very hard to keep the player. And if you do keep the player, you know, you're going to keep an unhappy player. You're going to keep a player that's disgruntled, that wants to leave, that doesn't want to play for your football club. It doesn't make business sense to do that. So what the best thing for Sporting Lisbon to do is sell them to us for 60-odd million, which is including with incentives and stuff like that. So that's what they should do. So there was obviously news about that, which is crazy, you know. But you know, there's in regards to Manchester United, there's never a quiet day at Manchester United. Never a quiet day at Manchester United. There's always something going on at Man United, regardless what it is, you know. And generally, people like to bring a negative spin on Manchester United. But I personally believe that the Gyokeres wanting to force a move to Manchester United is good news. It's good news. Obviously, there's something going on there that some people don't see. Maybe it is Manchester United. Maybe they want to be the ones to bring Man United back to the promised land. These guys want to be the ones to bring Man United back to a title challenge. You know, who knows? That absolutely. Randy, people getting scared, and this season haven't even started yet, mate. I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited, mate. I think last season was one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. Is the worst season I've ever seen at Manchester United. I think if we survive last season, guys, this season's going to be better. Don't worry about that. We shouldn't worry about it. Tyberg, Sir Jim's bid for Raza was a 4.2 billion. So he had the money in the bank, 10% of that money to do miracles now. The money, absolutely. And what did I say, Tyberg, many weeks ago? I told these guys, I said he had the money to buy Chelsea. Where is that money gone? Where's Jim Ratcliffe's money gone? He had the money to buy Chelsea. All along, Jim Ratcliffe has the money. He's got the money, guys. He's got the money. He's just trying to play business like, I haven't got the money. We're broke. FFP. Blah, 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 you know, and all that malarkey. I never believed that for a second. I never believed that we ain't got no money. Everything that they're doing is a manipulation tactic. That's what it is. They've got the money. They're going to spend the money. And we're going to sit, because at the end of the day, we're going to, look, we've already signed Cunha, right? It's already proven that we got money. So we've already signed Cunha. We're going to sign Mbeumo, right? Most likely we'll sign Gyokeres as well. So all those people will be unemployed. Why were they made unemployed? Now, I start thinking about theories here. I start thinking about maybe it's because it's a manipulation tactic to give the illusion that we got no money, etc., etc., etc. It could be. That could be a theory there. But I'm happy that we're spending money. I'm happy that the likelihood is that we're going to spend money. We have to spend money. But we have to spend money anyway. It's not down to Jim Ratcliffe. And I don't believe Jim Ratcliffe is spending his money anyway on Manchester United. He's spending Manchester United money. You know, so at the end of the day, all this... Look, we're not going to get overly happy because, look, he should be spending money on Man United. We should be doing a rebuild. We should be buying the best players in the world. We're the biggest club in England, in the biggest club, in the biggest league in the world, you know, the most difficult league in the world. We're the biggest club. So at the end of the day, we should be spending money to try our best to get back to the top. Absolutely. Big up, Tyborg. Jeff, Randy is like, that's the point. Exactly. Natty. It's an absolute disrespect for Gyokeres to say that they think they are playing football. They know everything. It's absolute disrespect for Gyokeres to say that they think they play football. They know. You know what? One thing I would say to you guys: most footballers think they know more than all of us. They think that they played the game. that they know more than every single one of us. That is far from the truth. I know a lot of people around that I've met who know a lot about football more than them. I could sit down with Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and school them about the history of football, right? The reason that is because many of us actually sit down and analyze football. These days, these ex-players and stuff like that, they don't really sit down and watch Man United and analyze Man United like we do. Like last season, we watched every single game, didn't we? So they don't do that. They pretend they don't. They think they know more because they played the game, right? When they were just like a puppet on a string with the manager. That's all it was. They didn't analyze the game. They didn't study the game. We actually studied the game. We watched the game. We're always looking at players, looking at other clubs and stuff. And we watch a lot of football. I consume a lot of football. It's ridiculous. I watch a lot of football. So I can tell you, just because these players, these ex-pros think they know more than everyone else doesn't mean they do. Opinions ain't facts. Take them in, let them go. That's about it at the end of the day. Don't even listen to them because that is absolutely ridiculous, sensationalist a statement from Rio Ferdinand. Wasn't Rio Ferdinand the one who said Qatar is done? Wasn't he the one who said Qatar is done? Wasn't he that guy who did that? You know what I mean? Clowns, absolutely a lot of them. Dan, you can't make Rio's opinion serious because he said that 24 hours Qatar was going, you spread my mind, Dan. Take over United. He just loves to talk crap, but still love him as a player. Loved him as a player, Dan. Absolutely. I loved all these players as players. Gary Neville, Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes, my favorite player. But what I would say is this, right? Their opinion, just because we love them as a player doesn't mean that their opinion is right, and I would say that maybe they're saying these things to create headlines, to create clicks, to create likes and stuff like that. Also, what I would say is that if Gyokeres signs for Manchester United, is he going to change his tune? I guarantee you guys, Gyokeres signs for Man United, he's going to change his tune. He's going to talk about, Gyokeres. Watch it. Watch him change his opinion. Don't forget what he said. Watch him change his opinion once Gyokeres starts scoring and banging in goals for Man United. Watch him. Remember what he said as well. Call him up for that as well. Absolutely. Yale, good morning, my friend. Are we doing well? Cunha got some good passing. He got himself assist. Absolutely. Yesterday, a great performance from Cunha. Assist against Paraguay, wasn't it? Brilliant player, Cunha. I told this man, this guy's going to cook next season. This man's going to be a star next season. I know it. I know he is. And then if we put him alongside Mbeumo and Gyokeres, guys, it's just like, boof, mind blown. Can you imagine them three in the team? It's just going to be crazy, guys. You know what I mean? I just can't wait for it. I really can't. And if we can sort out that goalkeeper position and we can get maybe a midfielder and a wing back in there, that would be absolutely fantastic as well, guys. So hopefully it will be a good summer. Look, the summer's not over. We had a short window, which is ended now, but a few days, Monday, it's going to open again. So there you go. So we don't have to worry too much about that. Of course, Randy, after the trauma of last season, we deserve to be champions this season. Randy, one thing I would say, right, in regards to Manchester United fans, right? Many of the Man United fans, including yourself, including many people in this thing, because Randy, you backed Erik ten Hag, I backed Erik ten Hag. We knew that the problem wasn't going to be fixed with changing the manager. Now we back Ruben Amorim as well, because, we could see the bigger picture. But one thing us fans deserve, Manchester United fans deserve the best. Manchester United fans deserve title challenges. Man United fans deserve Champions League. That's what we deserve, because not only is the football team elite, we are elite fans. We're the best fans in the world, in my opinion, because we know football. We've seen football. We've seen great players. You name it, we've seen it. We've seen it all. We've won it all numerous amounts of times. So at the end of the day, this is why Manchester United fans, they deserve success, And I believe next season, there will be a shock. There will be a shock next season. There will be surprises next season in regards to Man United in a positive way. I bank on it. Absolutely. RMCF, what's going on, my friend? Are we doing well? Would you choose Lamine Kamara or Aiden Hatley? Lamine Kamara, mate. Aiden Hatley's a very good player, RMCF, but his personal choice in regards to that. My only concern about Hayden Hatley is that he plays in the championship. I do believe that the championship can be misleading with players and stuff like that. We signed players for the championship before and they haven't quite made it. It's a different league between the Premier League and the Championship, a completely different kettle of fish, completely different, So I would say Lamine Kamara because he's played in a higher league. Absolutely. Kenny, good morning. What's going on, my friend? Cunha was brilliant during the Brazil game, and let's not worry, still got time to sign players. Absolutely. Not worried at all. Absolutely. Some people are. We've had a lot of people coming up saying they're concerned, and that everyone has the right to be concerned. Let me tell you that. Obviously, during the 10 years, 12 years, we haven't really filled these ourselves with hope in regards to the ownership. But we have a different ownership now. But now that we've only signed Cunha, people have a right to be a little bit concerned, but let's not overreact. There's been a lot of overreaction going on, a lot of crying and anger. Guys, the window opens on Monday. If we get by to the 1st of July and we haven't got any more players in, then we can start saying, well, this is bad. You know, what's going on here? We've got Cunha. That's it. What's going on? But I guarantee you next week, the next couple of weeks are going to be sweet for Man United. We're going to forget all about that negativity and we're going to start thinking about the future and the first game in the preseason against Leeds United on the 19th of July, which I will be live for, guys. So let's just try and hold on, hold our horses a little bit. Absolutely. I hope these Gyokeres won't damage our good relationship with Sporting. Tybo, you know what? It's looking that way, isn't it? Sadly, these things happen in regards to Sporting Lisbon. We have a historical relationship with Sporting Lisbon in regards to players we signed. Of course, we signed Cristiano Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon, of course, and we've always been pretty good with them. And, you know, I would like to keep it that way because at the end of the day, whenever we go in for a player, you know, we have a good chance of signing them if it's from Sporting Lisbon, you know. This thing is to do with Gyokeres. This is Gyokeres' thing. Gyokeres feels betrayed. He has a point in regards to if you have a gentleman's agreement in regards to the price, it's best not to twist it and make it bigger. But then again, what Gyokeres has to do, he has to think about it on a business point of view. You know, Sporting are just trying their luck. You know, they're trying to get more money. But, you know, I can see it from both sides of the story. I can see it from both ends of the spectrum that, you know, he feels let down. Sporting want more money. It's just business at the end of the day. And I hope we don't fall out with Sporting over it as well. Absolutely, bruv. Done. Hey, bro, can you read my comment, please, at the top? I did, bruv. I did. I did. Dan, I think I did. I did. I read all the comments so far. I've read all the comments. Are we secretly an oil club? No. No, definitely not. Goalkeeper is important as a strikers. We have to sign ASAP. Natty, I agree. I hope we do get a goalkeeper through the door. I really hope so. There's lots of noise coming out of Man United about a goalkeeper. The most potent noise I'm hearing about at the moment is Emi Martinez. He's the one I'm hearing about the most. I'm not hearing much about Donnarumma, about OSIMHEN'S, about, you know, Chevrolet. What's that, Chevrolet? In regards to the French goalkeeper. Gilham, Restes, and goalkeepers. I'm not hearing much about them at the moment. I'm hearing a lot about Emi Martinez. Could Emi Martinez be our Van der Sar? That's a good point. You know, could he be our Van der Sar? 32 years old. The only difference is Van der Sar cost 2 million, didn't he? Didn't cost 40 million pounds, of course. Yale. I think relationship with Sporting Lisbon did go out the window when Tok, their manager. Little bit. I mean, there's obviously going to be bitterness there, but I think we've done it in a polite way, a good way. Dan, that is a good player. It doesn't always make a good commentator. It's true. Gyokeres is good with his head. Is not good with his head. Yeah, he's not good with his head, but he's good with everything else, David. He can score with his head. He scored quite a few goals with his head, but he's good at everything else. Not every goalkeeper player is good with their head. OSIMHEN'S not good with his, at assisting. Gyokeres is. You know, OSIMHEN'S not good at playing on the last man. Gyokeres is. You know, lots of players are not the perfect player. If we can get Gyokeres and OSIMHEN and put them together as one player, David, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? But we can't do that, unfortunately. Carl, where were we? Sorry. Let me go back up. Here we go. Carl, what's going on, my friend? Are we doing well? Bring on this season. Things are looking good. Come on, United. Need a keeper. I think, Carl, hopefully we get a keeper by the end of the window. If we get Emi Martinez in, that would be great. That would be great. Absolutely. That would be brilliant. Kenny, Ferdinand said, watch the Gyokeres play 3 times. That says it all, mate. He ain't watched, he hasn't watched Jack. He hasn't even watched him 3 times. I'm telling you right now, Kenny, Rio Ferdinand has not watched Gyokeres play. All he's looking at is Gyokeres, and he's not his favorite player. He wants another player. Why wasn't all this energy there when we were linked with Liam Delap? What's going on there? Why wasn't there energy there when we were linked with Liam Delap? Isn't that a little bit, you know what I mean? Suspect? There we are. Today, I want Amorim knows what we don't know. So it's all good. Relax. Big up, Jeff. Just relax, guys. Yeah. I love Cunha. Dan, I do as well. He's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be one of our players of the season. Suddenly, everyone wants United. The Paul, Manchester United, Dabby says, we are the greatest club in England, if not the world. Of course, we're going to have the Paul. But obviously, people have a right to be a little bit negative, pessimistic. That's fine. As long as we don't push it over the top. Let's wait and see. And then, look, I'm going to be the first one. People know I wanted a full sale. People know I didn't want INEOS. They know I'm well known for it. right? But what I would say is this, right, is that if we get to the 1st of July and we haven't brought any more players in, then I'm going to start questioning a lot more. And I'm going to start putting the heat on them. Absolutely, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to move away from that. Spot on. Absolutely. But one thing I would say is that I know when to raise my anger. I know when to raise the level. At the moment, I said, okay, mate, I'll give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. You signed Cunha. You didn't sign anybody. They signed Cunha. Okay, good. Okay, now let's get Mbeumo early in the window when it opens on the 16th of June. Let's get Mbeumo early in the window when it opens. Again, absolutely. Dabizes, we are like a big supermassive black hole. Big up, Dabizes. Big up. If Gyokeres scores around 18 goals, I'll be happy with that. Loads of goals will be shared among the clubs. Cunha, I mean, it's going to bring a lot of goals to our club, Kenny, and I'm really excited about it. And anyone who doesn't feel excited about it, I think you don't like football. Having to watch Mbeumo, Cunha, and Gyokeres every single week, guys, it's exciting, isn't it? I just can't wait for the seeds to start. I'm like a child in a toy store. I can't wait. If we get those players through the door, of course. If we get those players through the door. Obviously, it's very important that we get those players through the door, of course. Absolutely. Jeff, can we please keep Zirkzee? Yes, little news about Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund. Manchester United rejected an offer for Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund from Inter Milan. Guys, what do you make of that, of course? Rumors is it was quite about 60 million, but that is a little bit low in my opinion. But Man United rejecting a bid for Zirkzee and Højlund. It is very interesting. Will Inter Milan come in with another offer for them? Myself, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it depends what we do with the money. Zirkzee, I'm a little bit like that. Look, I know people like Zirkzee. I know but the jury is still out on Zirkzee. It was not magnificent last season. It was good, right? It was okay, all right? But what I would say is that it depends what the offer is. If Inter Milan come in with a massive offer, would you sell Zirkzee? I myself would like to see Zirkzee on the bench next season, right? And play him as rotational striker. We need a strong squad at the end of the day. But in regards to Rasmus Højlund, what is going on with Rasmus Højlund? Rumor is Rasmus wants to leave. It isn't necessarily about Manchester United. Rumor is Rasmus wants to go back to Italy. That's the key here. But we have to take the money that is going to help Man United with FFP and PSR. Apparently, Rasmus has to be sold for 42 million alone. Alone, right? So that we can't be losing money on these players, because if we sell him for less than 42 million, we're going to harm our FFP and PSR aspirations, of course. Randy, even if we get Gyokeres and Mbeumo, we get the opportunity. So this is what it all boils down to, Randy, isn't it? This is what it all boils down to. All this criticism, all this negativity, all boils down to fear. They fear Manchester United. They fear the wounded beast. They fear that Man United are coming back. That's what it is at the end of the day. And they don't like that. They hate that. Even Rio Ferdinand, ex-Man United player. Let's be honest, guys. He's not a Man United fan. We are Manchester United fans. He's not a Man United fan. He's an ex-player. Doesn't make him a fan, at the end of the day. So we have to remember that. Tybo, all these ex-players are in some extent connected with the club and with random media houses. They couldn't say it was even if they wanted to. They are afraid for their jobs and their salaries. Absolutely. And look, you know what? There was a lot of talk yesterday about Man United are not in for Gyokeres from Andy Mitten and Barada. Another thing, NDA. Look, the clubs are not allowed to say anything. Whilst the deal was still going on, the clubs are not allowed to say anything. Even if we have agreed a deal with Gyokeres, the clubs are not allowed to say anything. And in particular, people like Andy Mitten and people like that, who I like, right? But they're not allowed to say anything, even if it was true. And even if it was sport, even because it's Talk Sport. Talk Sport openly don't like Manchester United. ESPN FC don't like Man United. So obviously we're not going to start spilling the beans in regards to players to them, of course. So we have to take that with a pinch of salt as well. They fear for their jobs. The negativity, I think what it is that this kind of opinion obviously was going to create talking points. It's obviously going to create clicks. It's obviously going to create likes. That's what Rio Ferdinand is after. He supports Stephen Howson, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? That tells you everything, So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say anything, and there you go. Cosmo, good morning. Almost every Ten Hag transfer were flops. Not really, no. Leach is not a flop. I think he's a very good player. I wouldn't call that. Ugarte, the jury's still out. He's a good player. Licha Martinez, obviously. Dorgu's not a flop. The jury's still out. He came out, he was agreed in the summer when thing was there, and I was talking about it then. You look at players in regards to Ahmed, who we gave opportunities to, Mainu, who we gave opportunities to, Garnacho, who we gave opportunity to. You have to look at things like that. We have to forget about Erik ten Hag, mate. You have to forget about Erik ten Hag. We have to move on from that Erik ten Hag. Let the man be. Watch what he does at Leverkusen. That's what we'll say at the end of the day. I wouldn't say that all of his transfers are flops. I would say that some of them were, absolutely. I would. But I don't think De Ligt is a flop. I don't think Yoro is a flop. I don't think those players are flop. Mazraoui is not a flop. So you could say that it's you could argue it both ways. The only ones I would call big flops are probably Anthony, Mason Mount, and Onana are the biggest flops that have come. Other than that, I think they've been relatively okay. In my opinion. I don't have any preference on Osimhen or Gyokeres as long as we score goals. Absolutely, Dabazaz, big up yourself. Natty, so do you take Ndidi? No, we're 4 years out of line. In regards to Ndidi, I liked Ndidi about 4 or 5 years ago. I thought he was a brilliant player. Still only 28, but he hasn't quite lived up to the expectation that I thought he would. He stayed at Leicester too long. I don't think he's a good player for Man United, and I don't think we should be wasting our time with him. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Zirkzee going nowhere, says Randy. Big up. However, Osimhen does have good pace and aerial abilities than Gyokeres, so he edges it slightly. I don't agree. I think you can argue that Gyokeres has more Champions League goals, scored more goals this season in a harder league. So you could argue that. Look, it is like a subjective. It is subjective. It is not set in stone who's better, who's not. One thing I would say is that Gyokeres or Osimhen playing for Man United next season would be good. But definitely not. Gyokeres is, I think, better a little bit, just slightly. And especially the fact that he fits into Ruben Amorim's system. For Manchester United, he will fit straight into Ruben Amorim's system. He's played with Ruben Amorim before. Osimhen has to take time to get used to the Manchester United system at the end of the day, doesn't he? 2 NG prone, absolutely, yeah. INEOS and Glazers out. Big up Stephen Maguire. Randy agreed. Yeah, big up. Would you go for Diego Costa? Because Portuguese people have a big history of success in our club. I wouldn't. He's not my favourite goalkeeper. Makes a lot of mistakes. Made mistakes against Man United in the 3-3 draw this season, if we all remember. I would go after, rather buy Donnarumma than buy him. I would. Not all Portuguese players. By the way, Ruben wants Gyokeres, but Ineos wants Osimhen because Osimhen will sell more shirts in the West Africa. That's a good point, Randy. Yeah, but Gyokeres will be better for Man United. Timo, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I heard a comment yesterday. It was another 15th finish if Team Gyokeres would be a steal, but for us, it's risky. Everything is risky, Timo. Everything is risky. We sign Osimhen. We sign Gyokeres. Who do we sign then? Who do we sign? We could say that, let's not sign Gyokeres, let's not sign Osimhen because they're both very risky to sign. Osimhen, and Gyokeres, both as risky as each other. They might come to the Premier League, hard league, not do anything. But what do we do? Do we just leave it? Or what do we do? Do we go after someone in the Premier League? And then who are we going to go after? The only one I could see that can match up with Gyokeres and Osimhen is probably an Isaac. But we all know that's going to be 80-odd million pounds, not even euros, pounds. And that's the problem. So sometimes you have to take a risk. The numbers don't lie, so the risk is minimal. When the numbers are like Osimhen with 35 goals in 40 appearances, and then you got Gyokeres with 49 goals this season, the risk is low, but it is a risk. Everything is a risk. When we signed Andy Cole, it was a risk. Everything is going to be a risk at the end of the day. Missing out on Ronaldinho and signing Ronaldo was a risk, at the end of the day. So, look, we have to just believe that it's going to work. We have to hope that it's going to work, Timo. And we have to just try and be a bit more zealous, but we can be cautiously optimistic, of course. But, I would say that these two are the best strikers available right now in the world football. So it's the only way we can go at the end of the day. And when you bring in Mbeumo and you bring in Cunha, it's going to be a very, very a dangerous trio. And also I would look at something like this, guys. As I've said, the goal is the same size. Wherever you go, the goal is the same size. You put that ball in the goal. The goal is not bigger in England. The goal is not bigger in Portugal. It's not bigger in Turkey. You put that ball in the goal 49 times last season, against a proper goalkeeper, against proper players, you are a good player. You know, when you look at the players like Sesko, who scored 13 goals in 33 appearances, that's a risk. When you look at, you know, people like Florian Wirtz, who scored 10 goals in 27 appearances for 150 million euros, that is a risk, a huge risk, I would say. You know, so one thing I would say is that everything is going to be a risk. I'm not saying that all those players I've just mentioned won't be, you know what I mean, won't succeed, but I think everything's going to be a risk. And I think the law of averages, they have more chance of succeeding than getting someone like a Liam Delap. Gyokeres has a more chance of succeeding, in my opinion. Big up, Timo. Good comment. UK Darren, Randy, get both. Then we have to leave one of the attackers on the bench. We have to play 2 up front and then have one as a number 10. It's a tough one. I think Emi Martinez stories is prominent now because of this time, and simply the real names will come forward when the keeper situation will be more important later in the window, if you understand. I do understand, Helge. I think that the keeper situation is going to be left to last. We're not going to be looking at the keeper right now. I think Man United are going to be looking at the attacking side of things. It's quite open that Man United want attacking players first. They want to fix the attack, and then they want to go on to maybe the goalkeeper. I feel after the attack, Man United need to go after the goalkeeper, in my opinion. I think we, after the attack, if we get Gyokeres and Mbeumo done, we construct the goalkeeper. That's my opinion. I think we should do that because I think the goalkeeper is creating a lot of anxiety, indecisiveness within the team. And that can affect the whole team, especially the back line and things like that, and going forward from there, because that's where it all starts. So I think we need to look at this this goalkeeper situation. Emi Martinez is a good goalkeeper, not my first choice. Not my first choice, but if he was worth 20 million, I would get him. But they're looking at quotes of 40 million. With that sort of money, we can get Donnarumma and players like that, isn't it? So it is important, but I don't think they're going to be concentrating on it right now. Absolutely. Mark, if Michael Oliver retires, will he be up there at 10 points and City down 10 points? Good point, Mark. Good point. We forgot about that. Man City will be top 10 points because no Michael Oliver next season. Absolutely. And he's there next season, isn't he? Yeah, by the way, RIP Uriah Rennie. Uriah Rennie was a trailblazer referee, an absolute inspiring, a trendsetter, a pioneer of refereeing, black referees around the world. Uriah Rennie in the Premier League was an absolute fabulous referee. And RIP to Uriah Rennie. And yeah, may his soul rest in peace, and love to his family and everything like that. Absolutely. Kenny, Gyokeres' physicality can easily match at the Premier. He's a beast, mate. He's a beast, Kenny. The same energy wasn't there when Delap, because he's British. Easy. Everyone in the media, Stretford paddock, journalists are criticizing and being pessimistic about Gyokeres, but said nothing about Delap. This is what it is. I don't really associate myself with Stretford paddock. I think after what Stephen Howson said about being a xenophobic, racist comment that he made a few years ago. I mean, I don't really have much respect for them in regards to that because of that. Good luck to them and good luck to whatever they do. But because of that, I lost all respect for them. You know, calling someone a foreign with the F word, you know, is not where I go, because I come from a background which is mixed. Right. And one thing I would say is that, yeah, it is the British thing. It is British bias. A player like Liam Delap on 200 bags a week, apparently rumored, right? Got relegated with Ipswich, only 12 goals last season. It's not exactly, you know, setting up trees. If Man United signed Liam Delap, we all know where the media and the energy would be going towards, wouldn't we? Man United have signed an unproven English player who got relegated with Ipswich. That's going to be the narrative, isn't it? It is also to do with Manchester United, Helge. I wouldn't say just the British thing. It is also to do with the Manchester United thing. The Manchester United thing is incredibly obvious, you know. If we go to Spain, if we go to Italy, if we go to Norway, Helge, Norwegian players are going to be favoured. Spanish players are going to be favoured in Spain. Italian players are going to be favoured in Italy. French players are going to be favoured in France. That's just the way it is. That's life, isn't it? At the end of the day. The biggest overriding thing, I would say, is that it's Manchester United. That's why. They're scared that a resurgent Man United are coming back. That's what the narrative is. Man United are coming back. We don't want Man United to come back. We don't want to sit on TalkSport and ESPN FC and sing the praises of Man United. They don't want to do that. It makes them look stupid. That's the biggest reason. That's the biggest reason at the end of the day. Mickey, Saifu, Gyokeres is not good enough. And Sporting strikers last 10 years average 30, 40 goals. He's done it in the Champions League though, Mickey. Done it in the Champions League though, Mickey. He's done it in the Champions League. Anyone who says that Gyokeres isn't good enough hasn't watched Gyokeres. Definitely not. What are you talking about? Everyone was skeptic about United signing Delap. Yeah, not the media though. Not the media, mate. No, they weren't. Dabby says, get your facts straight, mate. No, they weren't. They weren't saying nothing about Liam Delap. Only the fans. United fans are justified in being a little bit skeptical in our recruitment success, but more missed than hit. I would happily take Terami to replace Højlund. Skeptical is one thing. Worried and scared and crying is the wrong thing to do, in my opinion. It's like petulance, like little children. You know, we don't do that. Let's wait. Let's wait. Smart people wait, goals for George. You know, and let's wait. You can be cautiously optimistic. You can be cautiously negative as well. And one thing you have to do is just wait a little bit. And skeptical is because we had the Murto and Woodward. That's why. Let's give these new regime a chance, eh? Goals for George. It is a new team. Let's see what they do. You know, it's not Murto and Woodward, mate. You know what I mean? So let's try and be a little bit more zealous, in my opinion. Not overly, of course. I think people would be chill about the window, save the rage till mid-August. After Cunha and Mbeumo, now we'll focus on outgoings. Sancho, Rashi, and Cunha. Absolutely held. Spot on, mate. Rasmus for flop 20 million. Big up, Morid. Mateta better when fit. You say that now. You didn't know who Mateta was a year ago, did you? You wouldn't have said that a year ago. Absolutely. Fex, he would be on the bench next season. Who's that? Fex? I'm not too sure about that. I don't know how much money was involved, but I would sell both Zirkzee and Højlund if the right money comes in. I would as well, Tybo. That's my personal choice, though. It is subjective, but that's my personal choice. Helge, is it just me, or did you have a particular slick and good hair today? Good hair? Face hairs look slick as fuck. No homo. But no, it's all right, mate. Big up, Helge. Thank you so much for the compliment. No, I haven't had a haircut. The fact is, Helge, is that my haircut is gone very long, so I have no choice than to brush it back. All right. My hair when it's very long, it's very hard to do the side parting because it just goes round like that. You know, you remember South Park, and he used to do that. The Rock guys. I don't want to be doing that on stream, so I just slick it back, and I had to have a little bit of a shave because my hair is. I look like I've been held captive for a few years. So at the end of the day, I gotta go out and get myself groomed. Of course, I do. But yeah, I am going for the what is it? You know what? Mexican mafia sort of look. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But big up, Helge. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for your compliments. It's nice to get a compliment. You know what I mean? Men should compliment each other more. You know, big up each other, bring each other up. You know what I mean? Mateta is apparently proven, so edges slightly. Not Champions League proven, though, Dabby says. Absolutely not. No. We should send Højlund off. And then again, I say the argument. Gyokeres is proven in a Ruben Amorim system. There you go. He's going to walk straight into that team. We should send Højlund off on loan at least. He might do. You never know. Samu from Porto would be a perfect backup for Gyokeres. He's a good player, Agahawa. But he's a lot of money, Kenny, for 50 million. I don't think we're going to be putting a 50 million player on the bench, in my opinion. Jeff, I'm so glad Zirkzee is staying. The bloke we're going to surprise her. I mean, I hope he has a good season next season. I like Zirkzee. I like him. I do. Dabizas. But Palace won't sell Mateta for cheap. Mateta's a good Palace player. I think Atletico want Emi Martinez. I think his name comes up because Villa need money. Villa are bad on the FFP, of course. Want Ghana, and we need a keeper. I think the keeper will actually end up buying. Hasn't been mentioned yet. Absolutely. Mazza is good. Eric Ten Hag signing too. Yeah, I've said that. We haven't got strikers that scores more than 3 goals this season. Why play Højlund 80 million and need Anthony the same? He can't perform. We need experience. Yep. Did you say Ahmad, the guy he almost sold? Who cares? Ahmad isn't the finished article yet. Ahmad, I don't know what Ahmad is a good player, but he's still got a lot to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But let's forget about Erik ten Hag. I know this obsession with Erik ten Hag is a little bit worrying, you know? He's at Leverkusen now. You know, let's leave him be. You know what I mean? What is done is done. Everyone has fouled at this football club. Great managers have fouled at this football club. Do you know what I mean? He won us 2 trophies, came third. You know? Right? Jose Mourinho fouled, serial winner. Louis van Gaal, serial winner. You know? Even Ragnick fouled. He's doing very well at Austria, stuff like that, you know? We definitely need a goalkeeper after a striker. Absolutely, Joe. I agree with that, mate. Absolutely, brother. Definitely. For it to click, I agree with that, Mickey. We do need a box-to-box midfielder. I don't know what's happened with Mainu. I don't know what's going on with Mainu. Had a poor season last season as opposed to his first season. I don't know what's. I'm hoping he can come good again. Hopefully he come good. The legends are worried that is the new team can become greater than him. Absolutely. Sal, Stephen is a real one. Daniel, you think everyone's a real one. No, he's not. He called someone a foreign F. He's not a real one, mate. He's racist, mate. I don't deal with that stuff. Absolutely not. Do you want me to show you? Zirkzee ain't getting sold. Let's see. Big up. I may be mad, but I'm not that fussed about what striker we end up with. I think Mateta, Gyokeres, also Zirkzee would be a decent amount of goals. Cunha and Mbeumo, Ahmed, Bruno, and Dorgu. Well, let's wait and see. Dorgu, Ahmed, Bruno weren't really putting up any trees last season. Let's hope so. Morning, Sal. Is there any news about our transfer window takes a break? Yeah, there will be news, mate. There is news today about Man United's third option in regards to strikers. Absolutely. Some sources say that OSIMHEN is most likely to join Man United than Gyokeres. Some sources, you know what I mean? Some sources say that's Gyokeres. The bookie's favourite is Gyokeres, but it could be OSIMHEN. So let's wait and see. Either one of those players will be brilliant. Third for me, Mateta. Then it'll be Mateta. Absolutely. Højlund is dodgy. He talks down on people, if I remember. Talks down on people. Used to be a ticket tout. Used to scam people for tickets and stuff like that. Rude, arrogant, everything. You name it. You name it. He's rude and arrogant. And guys, anyone who thinks he's a real one. He's a real one. Do you know what real means, mate? Do you know what real is? Do you actually know? Goodness me. People call someone real for nothing. You know what I mean? Just because they're popular or they're known. You know what I mean? Sal, what do you think about the Bees having a week to take a decision on Mbeumo? That's all right. Let them take their time. We've already done it, mate. It's done. The deal is done. Don't worry about it. The deal will be done. And Mbeumo will be a Man United player. I'm telling you right now, guys, Mbeumo will be a Manchester United player. You know what I mean? Good morning, Revert7. Hope you're doing well. After our second bid. All right. Amorim is that type of manager who is crystal clear from day one. Mbeumo and Cunha will get instructions of how he wants them to play. Gyokeres coming in, needing no instructions ahead of them is perfect. This is why he has the advantage for me, Elge. This is why. Because he can walk into that team. What is the biggest problem last season? What was the biggest problem? Goals, right? Goals. Exactly, goals. So if Gyokeres walks in that team, already knows Ruben Amorim's system, it's an advantage, isn't it? So if we're looking at Gyokeres, Mbeumo, not Mbeumo, and Gyokeres, OSIMHEN, and Mateta, who has the advantage here? You know, it is Gyokeres because he's played in the Amorim system, the unique Amorim system. Mateta and OSIMHEN haven't. Not saying they won't make it. Great players. Wouldn't be upset if we signed them if we didn't get Gyokeres. But I think Gyokeres has the advantage. I do. And I think that is what Thingy wants. Jeff. It took Sir Alex years to make United a force. Amorim is going to have players that can uplift United. We just got to support the manager and fix it in 6 months. That's absurd. Absolutely, mate. Spot on, Jeff. Great comment. I agree. 100%. Christian, no problem. United should get OSIMHEN. Okay, big up. Subjective, of course. Anyway, Jesus scored yesterday against South Korea and Coney was impressive yesterday. Guys, you know what I would say, Frere, my guy? You know what I would say? Thank you for bringing this into the show because at the end of the day, we're talking a lot about strikers at the moment, but we're forgetting that we have some very, very good strikers coming through the system as well. You know, we could sign Gyokeres, we could sign OSIMHEN, we could sign Mateta, right? But let's not forget about, you know, Musa and Chido and these players that have been scoring goals for fun. I know it's in the youth level. I know the youth level is completely different. I know that. But let's not forget about them as well. You know, we have to remember that. Maybe a loan would be good for them. I hope it's in the Premier League if we do. Carl, get OSIMHEN and Gyokeres. Why not? Only because what I would say about that, Carl, it'd be lovely, Smokey. It'd be lovely. What I would say about that is that we will have to leave either Cunha or Mbeumo on the bench, which I don't think is going to happen because we don't play two up front unless we play Cunha up front. But, you know, we can't play Gyokeres and OSIMHEN up front and have Mbeumo and Cunha. We have to change the formation completely because we'll have to move Cunha and Mbeumo into different positions at the end of the day. Everyone has an opinion, even football greats. Doesn't mean their opinions are right. Absolutely, Revert 7, spot on. 20 pens, absolutely, Moed. Who's got 20 pens, Moed? Goodness me. Sal, Andy Mitten is a fan, even on a magazine inside United. Sal, Andy Mitten is a fan. Yeah, no one said he's not a fan, Daniel. I know Andy Mitten. No one said he's not a fan. But it doesn't mean that he has to take on transfers. Doesn't mean he knows anything about it. Sal, bringing both us and goes, it will be benefit us only because scoring a fan of a goal expectation will be higher and higher. Yeah, but we can't leave. Again, it's not realistic to leave Mbeumo and Cunha on the bench. You know, you're going to have to play two up front. And one of OSIMHEN and Gyokeres is not going to be on the bench. Guys, be realistic here. Come on, man. Smarter than that. You know what I mean? So take out pens. Gyokeres had 19 Premier League goals. Exactly. Why don't we talk about Harry Kane, how many penalties he scored in his career? Do you know what I mean? And Hojlund. Let's talk about Hojlund then, shall we? As far as I'm aware, penalties are goals. Freya, Sal, the rumours that we're interested in and Lunin from Real Madrid, is it true? We're interested in about 100 players, Freya. It probably is true, by the way. Helge, in my opinion, Keemers, Emiratis, and Nana Pickford, bozo keepers. I agree. The word you taught me. Big up, my friend. They love having the camera on them and doing all sorts of shit. I want calm and composed. I agree, Helge. Me too. Donnarumma, mate. Donnarumma. But it's just a rumour, says Donnarumma, of course. Freya, guys, don't forget you have Gyokeres has experience in the championship, Freya, in the championship. Rise up there. Mickey, Gyokeres will struggle to get shots off in the Premier League. Defenders don't have space and time. Rasmus led the league with 0 shots on goals a game. Mickey, one thing I would say is that in life, everything is possible. Gyokeres could come to Man United and absolutely stink up the place. So could OSIMHEN. So could Mateta. So could... You don't know that. You know, we've had strikers who come to Man United before and flop. But one thing's for certain, the man has scored 49 goals last season. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't only do it, he scored a hat-trick against Manchester City, by the way. Let's not forget about that as well. I know you don't like it. That's subjective. I respect your opinion, Mickey, but I don't agree. All the best. British, agree Saudi Arabia is bad for the culture. I never watched them. They think that they're better than everyone else, even all of them, with their exaggerated Manchester accents. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're exaggerated accents and trying to, you know, take everyone out and trying to be rude to everyone. I mean, I know it for a fact. I've been in this game a long time. You know what I mean? Fair play to them. They got a big platform, but it doesn't mean that I respect it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they got a lot to earn my respect. Isn't there a way United can get back De Gea back? Why not get him go first place? I know, mate. It was a big mistake, my friend. Big mistake. How are you, sir? Get Gyokeres. It will benefit Man U. Can't get Chido. Obi Martin will improve. Absolute saviour. Big up, saviour. Hope you're doing well. Dan, Gyokeres finishes is precise. And the thing is, I've actually watched Gyokeres. I watch Gyokeres week in, week out. I actually know Gyokeres by watching him every single bloody week. Some people just guess. Precise, and he has a lot of different finishes. Also, people say that the league is easy and full of space, and that the next star in INEOS is dumb. Yeah, but how many players have come from Portugal? You know what I mean? How many players have come from Portugal and absolutely smashed it? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, we want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Sal, when did Hojlund say the racist thing? I can't say it on here. I can't show it on here. I've got it on my thing. Guys, remind him what Hojlund said about foreign F. Go to Twitter and write it in Twitter, Daniel, and you'll see it on the videos. Right? Steve Hojlund, foreign. Write that. And you'll see it. If Man United was amazing and won the league, every league before, Talk Sport Media, Sky Sports Podcast, journalists, etc., will be able to criticize 50% of the interaction. Do now, absolutely spot on. Absolutely, mate. I would love us to win the league, by the way. When you say win the league, it sends a little tingle down my spine, you know? Tingle down my spine. And I feel like, can you imagine we won the league, Kelge? Can you imagine the positivity? Do you know what I mean? Negative publicity gets clicks. Spot on. Joe, what's going on? The gossip. Oh, yeah, mate. Yeah, you got me. That was what was happening to me the other day. Yes, actually this morning, Joe. It was coming like this, right? It was like the hair was like this. And I was talking to my wife and she was like, Sal. She was like, Sal. And I was like, what? What, babe? She goes, oh, you need a haircut. And I said, I need a haircut. I know, man. I haven't had time. I haven't had time to get a haircut. You know what? It's very difficult here in the UAE to get a haircut. But no, it's easy to get a haircut. There's good hairdressers, but there's also bad ones. And basically put a bloody bowl over your head and cut around it, basically. You know, but yeah, there's some good ones. I need to go out and get a haircut, definitely, because you know what? They are growing to the sides and stuff. Big up. The South Park reference here killed me 100%. I'm a huge South Park. Yeah, man, I didn't think you guys would know about it. You know what I mean? It was coming like this. Honestly, it was touching my lip, my mouth. It was like this. My hair was touching my mouth. I was like, you know what I mean? It was tickling me. And it was like, I kept doing this and stuff like that. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah. Don Warner, Tybo, big up, Tybo, big up. Gyokeres is a beast. Good morning. Nah, not OSIMHEN'S. Get Gyokeres. I agree, Kazi. Big up, Kazi. Big up yourself. Big up. Sal uses Brillcream like Bex in the night. I used to revert 7. Don't get me wrong, guys. One day I'm going to post you some old pictures. I've got pictures of me at Old Trafford back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, right? I got some pictures at Old Trafford and my hair is like the curtains. And you know when you wash your hair, right? And you don't put any gel in your hair. Your hair goes puffy, right? My goodness, my hair looked like the McDonald's. I look like McDonald's. If you saw me from distance in a car, you'll think it's a McDonald's. You'll drive through. You know what I mean? That's what it was, guys. Absolutely. My curtains were a myth, guys. I did used to use Brillcream back when David Beckham was back in the David Beckham times. I did. It didn't work for me. Absolutely not. But there was that period in it. Everyone had curtains. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Remember those days? I used to have the Mr. T haircut as well. I used to shave it on the side and do 2 lines as well. Yeah. And a little... in the 80s. Big up everyone, by the way, guys. Big up Randy. By recruiting top players like Cunha, etc., will raise the game with the existing players as confidence is infectious. I agree, Ivo. Spot on, brother. Spot on. I hope we loan out Højlund to Italy and hopefully boost his price till next summer so we can sell him without a loss. Having a new striker, Zirkzee, I think that's a good idea, Held. I think that's a very good idea. It's very strategic. I think it's good. Very good comment. I think that we should loan him out because it will increase his price. You know, I think that's a brilliant comment. I really do think that's brilliant. I think well played, Held. You know, if he goes to Italy and bangs in the goals, you know, then his price. The only thing is, if he goes to Italy and completely flops, that's a completely different story. Then we're looking at even less. But as in life, Held, we live on risks. It's just like signing Gyokeres. It's a risk. Just like signing Osimhen, it's a risk. Gyokeres or Osimhen, whatever happens, guys. Whatever happens between these two players, who knows who is going to take us to the promised land? None of us really know, do we? We're just speculating. None of us know. We're talking like we know, but then again, we don't know. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, one might come in, one might score a goal that win us a final, one might not score that goal. You know, that is the law of averages, isn't it? You know, that is the butterfly effect. That is, you know, the fine margins, the sliding doors moments in football. And that's what we have to understand, that not everything is inclusive, not everything exclusive, not everything is set in stone and black and white. And that's what I would say about that. Football is not what we seem all the time. Football is not just, he's the better player, he's going to score more goals. You know, it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So what we have to do is look at things subjectively, objectively, and look at things in a way that, you know what, is critical. You know, and you look at things and say, could he score goals? Why is he going to be a success? You know, I tend to look at things in a positive light as well, though. I do. Freya, people should forget about Mateta because he will be on the pitch. Bid for Palace now are in the Europa League, and every Palace player will be on a high bid. It'd be more expensive, yeah. Cheeto can use loan. He needs more game time. Big up Dabizas. I agree. Absolutely. Write it in Twitter. I can't pull it on here, mate. Write it in Twitter or DM me on Twitter. I'll send it to you, Daniel. Yeah. Joe Blackman, I heard you lost on KG on FIFA. Joe Blackman, you lost to KG. KG's thumbs. How does KG actually play PlayStation? His thumbs are big. He probably pushes 2 buttons at once and you lost to him. And you lost to KG. Ah, that's bad. I don't agree with ignorance, Daniel. That's what it is. Some of us, each to their own. I don't agree with ignorance. And even if he said it in jest, I don't agree with any form of discriminatory behavior. You know, at the end of the day, it's bad. To be honest, not one person knows who we are going for with the money we have that we or don't have. The fact is, we are scared from previous windows. Yeah, don't be scared, Gav. There's plenty more things out. It's too early, and it's a different ownership now. It's a different ownership medal. You can be concerned. Don't be scared, mate. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, mate. It's football. Ricardo. Big up, guys. Don't worry. Gyokeres will go to United for July 1st. Always said that. Discount was from the first clause. Ricardo Diaz, big up yourself. Ricardo has always said that. I agree. And listen to Ricardo. He's talking the truth. Absolutely. Big up, Ricardo. Hope you're doing well. And congratulations on the Nations League win, my friend. I haven't seen you since then, by the way. George, is there any good right wing back available? Yes, there's Fernandez, Roger Fernandez. There's also Vanderson. Vanderson we're interested in. I would like to get him. Just been called up to the Brazilian national team. Absolutely. Our rivals will be heading Beachy's head if Gyokeres and Osman. Oh my goodness, can you imagine that? My goodness me, it'd be absolutely a mad thing. Goodness me. Joe Blackman, I'm disappointed, mate. I'm disappointed. You know, I'm very disappointed. Big up, Chris. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Are you crying? You want someone with a bad attitude? Gyokeres can score goals to no reason. I mean, you want Osman. Whoever wants. I mean, we're sounding very privileged at the moment, entitled. I would be happy with either of them. I'd be happy with either 3. In regards to Mateta, Osman, or Gyokeres. I'll be happy. People don't understand that. I'll be happy with that. Absolutely happy. Guys, thank you for joining me. You absolute legends. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's been a great chat. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, it was absolutely fantastic. You're all absolute legends, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be back later on for Chatterbox. Don't forget to join me for there. And of course, there should be some news coming out every single 5 minutes from Man United these days, isn't it? But guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Don't worry. You know what? Monday, the window opens again. There's a new dawn. There's new life. There's a new life. Yeah. Breaking dawn. Absolutely. Big up, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Much love to you all. And take it easy, guys. I will see you later on. Definitely 100%. See you later on. Take it easy, guys. As they say in Russia, must go. Take it easy. Peace.